Welcome back to another episode of Secrets and Sabotage. Today we have returning guests, Jonny and Ash.
Ooh, Jonny Ash.
Jonny Ash.
Jonny Ash.
Ring of fire.
Oh, stop it.
Oh, look at that, fuck's sake.
We're going for the final today, everyone. We're talking about
Yeah.
the final and everything that's happened.
What a final it was.
That was a good last episode. I thoroughly enjoyed, from a viewing point of view, I thoroughly enjoyed watching that. I didn't see a lot of those twists coming, even from the episode before with the seer and how that would affect it. The amount of times I've laughed at Kieran because he's one of Kieran's phrases is you could have 100 scenarios and you never guess it. And I'm fucked off that he was right.
For once.
Yeah, I did not see any of that coming.
No, well, not in the way it did. I think I had a feeling it wasn't going to, because we were left on a case of Charlotte could win this or the Faithfuls are going to win it. But what I failed to think about is the fact that all the Faithfuls are going to start turning for each other and there's probably going to be like one or two left. So it probably...
Yeah, didn't see that one coming either.
The paranoia was in full effect at that time.
Yeah.
You've been in that castle for God knows how many weeks, and you're episode 12, it's inevitable that people are going to start doubting themselves. So, well, let's start on that point. What do we think of the winners?
I love obviously, I'm going to be traitor, supporting my traitors in it. Do you know what I mean? So I was a little bit, bit
Well, you brought us
disappointed.
into a nice, exciting tone. Absolutely pissed on it, didn't she?
This is where she...
No, but you know what it is? I really, really, really felt for Charlotte, and I really wanted to see her in that final and win. But actually, all of those faithfuls, those last four, were all brilliant, and it was anybody's game.
Yeah, I think it. Obviously, what season we've had this year has been absolutely phenomenal. The twists and turns have upgraded. I think it will continue to be like that. But I think especially this year with the seer, and now the option. Well, the rule of saying you cannot say who you are when you leave. That's where the paranoia comes in.
Yeah.
Because if there's doubt in anyone's mind, and if you've got the slightest inch of doubt, if there's 1% chance, and I don't vote for them, I'm going home with nothing. And that's the simple breakdown of why I think they went through that process.
Do you think they're going to continue doing that in future seasons, though?
Who knows with that show? Who knows?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Even when I was watching it, and I was trying to do the maths on it because they were saying, we think there's more. So they voted out an extra 2 more faithfuls, which means there would have been how many traitors in total? So that means at one point there would have been more traitors than faithfuls.
But also, on their point, when they did jumping forward to when they were revealed as both faithful, and then Claudia went back and said, I'm going to tell you now that Frankie was a faithful, Alexander was a faithful, Charlotte was a traitor. You could see, devastating, especially...
Just an instant deflation, wasn't it?
No, Frankie was the instigator of catching Charlotte, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it could have went either way, and fair play to Charlotte because she come out swinging. She came out, she could have curled up in a ball, she came out swinging, but heavy the burden of the seer with Frankie.
I was devastated that Francesca wasn't in it with the winners. I think she totally deserved
I
to
thought she
win.
deserved it. I thought that was really... She looked heartbroken, but then this is the thing with reality TV shows, I think all of them, it's not just about winning. How many X Factor winners can you name?
Yeah.
So I think she'll be okay.
Absolutely.
Because
I hope so.
her public persona, I mean, watch her.
Imagine.
We've said it, she was lovely. There was nothing... She never did anything where I thought, I don't like you. So I think she'll come out of this for the better.
And she came out with, as a mother, I'm telling you now, so you could see her true intent, her genuine intent, but it just wasn't enough to turn them round. But yeah, maybe I were a big drink.
Did you notice, even in the last couple of episodes, I feel like she really came into her own.
Yeah.
She was. That last day when she came into that breakfast room, I honestly thought, I'm like, she's bossing it. She's her whole stance, her demeanor, her mannerisms, the way that she was dressed, absolutely everything.
She really does have a natural motherly energy to her. So for her to then start saying about being a mother, it kind of made sense to me because I felt like she's someone I could see. She kept things to herself at the start of the game, as you all do when you go in
Yeah.
there. But you could see she couldn't help but be loving. You could see that natural niceness to her.
Also,
So I
a
liked
very
about her.
clever gameplay by Jonny as well, because we've seen, like, if you are vocal and you are a massive standout character, your risk factor goes up massively if you can try and blend in for a few episodes. And she probably had a lot more theories, but probably didn't make the edit. So, but yeah, she come into her own light in the last few episodes. And like I say, given, what did you think of the year now? That new. Do you like it? Are you on side of it? Do you think it's a fantastic twist?
I think it's a great way to mix it up. And if you're not already paranoid and anxious in there, that's going to make it even more so. And you could see that happening. They were like, oh, yeah, we know who the traitor is now. It's like, what if you're the traitor, though? And you're the... And it just exploded. I had a feeling it would go that way because I remember my own mindset when I was in the show. I was continuously questioning myself. Every night I went to sleep, there was someone else's face in my head. Oh, it could be them, actually, because you don't know. So
I've said it a few times, like, you're questioning everyone on the show, your faithful, your traitors, but also the worst enemy is yourself. Because I question myself so many times, going, are you massively getting it wrong, Kieran? Are you not seeing something? Are you making a catastrophic mistake? Because you second guess yourself massively.
But even in the final, sorry.
You will be.
Even in the final, around the fire pit, when we saw Leanne and Jake, and even then, Leanne's face, she was. You could tell that she was really anxious because it was the way that Frankie looked at Jake, right? So she was thinking, "Oh my God, is Jake a traitor?" Yeah. It's going to
You can see people's natural pessimism inside them. I don't know if that's the right way to say the word, but I know I learned a lot from the show myself, realising how negatively I look at life. I always expect the worst case scenario. I think that's an element of what the army's taught me as well. And it was funny seeing that in Leanne as well, because obviously she's ex-military. Yeah. We're always taught, hope for the best, expect the worst. Yeah. And I felt like you could see that mindset happening. And I think you take away a lot from the show as a contestant on the show of how you look at life outside of the show as well, and your own friendships in real life, people you trust.
How was that coming out of the show? Because you think you just spent how many weeks in there realising that you can trust no one?
I realised I don't trust anyone anyway, and it took me to go on a show where you're not supposed to trust people to think, I feel like this about everyone anyway, and everyone's panicking. And I was like, this isn't healthy. So for me, I felt like it helped me analyse my own life and the way I look at things. And I like looking at things naturally negatively because that's what drives me to do it positively. However, you need a balance between that, otherwise you're just going to be so hard on yourself. And being on a show like The Traitors taught me that. And I never thought that. I thought we'd do the opposite.
I think you learn a lot about yourself
being
on that show, because even being able to look back and watch yourself and watch how your behaviour and how you interact with people and your expectations versus in reality what other people's expectations, not just of you, but of the situation is. So
I've learned. We had a guest on before, Ella, talking a lot about body language, and I think when I watched the show back, I watched myself body language more than anything, and I watched people's body language on this season more than I watched anything else or listened to what they said. I watched their body language, and there was a lot of hooks there where if you were studying someone and you had my eye on Emmanuel at some point, and I did this at the round table a lot, just watching how they react. Are they fidgeting? Are they moving? Just trying to pick up for some little. And there was a lot of signs this season, body language. So interesting going forward.
I think that's where you get a hindsight perspective on it as well, because it's, we can all kind of see people's body language, but if we don't know who that person is, everyone holds their body language different.
So you're going to interpret. You might misread someone's body language.
Absolutely.
Well, I know
so many times on this series where someone would say, "Well." Do you remember the team? I'm saying team deathmatch. I'm still playing fucking Call of Duty.
Come on, mate.
The death.
Don't do that. You're triggering me.
Fuck's sake, man! Proper ruined you there,
That's lost me. I can't stop saying team deathmatch now. Like,
can you stop it, please?
No,
it's just making me think of military stuff now.
When they played the deathmatch, and then they pulled them out of the coffins and what have you. And I remember they said to Alexander, well, when we picked up, what was the first girl they picked up?
Anna.
Anna.
Yeah.
So when they picked up Anna, she was like shaking.
Yeah.
And so what happened was it kind of felt like she set the precedent of how you're meant to react.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then when they got to Alexander and he was okay, they were like,
Leon.
Leon as well. They're like, oh, well, you must be traitors because when we saw her, she was shaking and you guys seem to be fine. Why are you fine if you're faithful? And I was like, there's no right way to grieve.
Oh, yeah,
there's no right way to react.
Absolutely, and it depends how you read it and the circumstances. But going back to the death match, I thought that was a really good part of the show this year.
That was a great part of the show.
I loved it.
And one of my highlights of the show is when Alexander knows when he's reading her, because he was talking about body language.
Yeah.
If you follow that sequence of events, Leon was not really playing it cool. Like he knew, if that was me, I'd know he had the card. He went to Fozia. Alexander, I think, like I say, there's a lot more levels to Alexander than we've seen.
Yeah.
I think he's like whatever he has done for a living. He was literally not looking at the cards; he was reading the people.
Yeah.
And as soon as Fozia got it, he didn't hesitate, did he? When he won the card on the left,
Yeah.
and his face was the best.
Yeah.
The thing that cracked me up because it wasn't Leon was pretty cool when he got.
Yeah.
He was
When he
terrible.
passed it over, yeah.
He might as well have gone for.
He may as well hand it over the other side.
I'm surprised he didn't flip the table over.
He gave that away and then say, now you know she's got it.
Yeah.
So in his defence and Fozia's defence, like they had a bit of the bum cards there because all Alexander had to do was watch them, and he did watch her.
Yeah.
And he followed the body language, and the body language led him to the result.
And even Fozia said that though, didn't she? Because when she gave that card to Anna, she could have gotten that card back, but she said,
No, yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
That'd have been too obvious though, wouldn't it?
Again, we all sit there watching it in that environment. Like when you're in the heat of the moment, you're trying to think tactically, you're trying to think gameplays, you're trying to think 5 steps ahead, and that's happening really quickly. So you've got a split second.
The only reason I'd have gone to take the card back, because then I'd be thinking, at least I've got it.
Yeah.
They might get it wrong.
It might get mixed up on the mix-up again. But yeah, that was the death match was one of the highlights, I'd say. But when Alexander got it, you can see his face. I've done a video on it as well. But when he, like, you can see him looking at Claude. You know, like a kid that's just been given a sweet or something.
Yeah.
I knew it. Oh, mate,
That was the last pick of that.
Oh,
round.
that's it. Yeah. And then he knew he was safe. So yeah, it was one of the highlights. But
he had a rough journey in there, actually, didn't he? Because he had the train at the beginning.
I relate him to me and Amos. Yeah, he got
Yeah.
thrown out, and obviously, Paul. We haven't mentioned him much on the podcast. Is who is the other guy? The tall guy.
Jack.
Jack that actually got the bum deal this year. I think that's a lot for someone to take.
Yeah, I do think that was a little bit unfair, to be quite honest.
In defence of the show, and you need to keep guessing. I remember they only done it on season 1. They brought me and Amos back. They didn't do it on season 2. Season 3, if they'd done the same as season 1, it wouldn't have worked.
It wouldn't
so
have.
They had to follow on with
that
threat.
changes the rules because the rules are meant to be you can only leave if you are banished or murdered. He wasn't.
This is it.
Yeah, but he was banished from the show, wasn't he?
Was he essentially banished because they had to choose?
Yeah, so he was automatically banished when he
that's
wasn't
true.
picked.
So that's not banishment, though, is it?
In not the true form.
Not a
of
round table
banishment,
banishment.
was there?
You're not happy about this, are you, mate? Write a letter to me for sick.
I think I might have to.
See him the fuss they give. Yeah.
He wasn't banished.
Yeah.
But I think that goes with the mindset because, you know, there's 22 contestants. They must have realised there's 25 of them. Or was it 25?
Yeah, 25.
So they must have thought, we've got some people that can...
And they do tell you. They said, like, it does say when you sign up to it, you may go, there is twists and turns, and you may... It was in our terms and conditions.
And that's why you're so on edge, because you don't know what's going to happen. You're continuously worrying what circumstances you're going to be putting on the game.
I'll tell you what, next year no one's going to sacrifice themselves.
No, so that's going to be interesting, isn't it?
Next, so watching that show, knowing what I know about the show, if after season 3 and they said 3 of you got to get off, I'd have got off.
So you got 1 in 3 chance of coming back and making.
I'd have just got off straight away because I'd have gone, especially looking at the rules until they changed the rules on us, because you can't, like you said, you can't go unless you've been banished or murdered. So,
but then it's a heavy burden so when me and Amos come back and certain things didn't make the cut, they were saying me and Amos, one of us is going to be a traitor, and the same as when they come back. So
Yeah.
one of them people, whoever they, for whatever reasons, whether they liked them, didn't like them, disliked, they're going to say one of them. So your journey is fucking
You
off.
could
Because there is
unnecessarily be putting yourself in the spotlight by saying, "Oh no, I'll take it for the team." They'll be like, "Why are you taking it for the?"
Well, it happened in your season with Paul and Andrew going in the dungeon or whatever it was, wasn't it?
Yes.
So there's a good chance. They thought about it in the deathmatch this year. They're thinking, has a traitor placed themselves in the deathmatch for its face value? So
that's why I thought maybe the traitor wouldn't because of the rules. Because if the traitor lost, the traitor
go up.
That's it. Yeah,
you can't call yourself as a traitor.
No.
but you're just gone. So, and I don't know how they would. I
wonder how that would have worked.
Oh, they would have,
because that's too much chance.
I just don't know. That's the beauty of the game, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
I'm already excited for Series 4. I'm thinking, how's it going to be different again?
No.
Next year we got season 4, obviously application out, and then we've got a celebrity version next year. So we
Yes, there'll be 2 next
But I
year.
thought,
Well, it's filming this year, yes.
Yeah, they're filming this year. I thought they were going to show it this year.
Apparently, yeah. Well, that's what came out in the news the other day. Celebrity trailers will be shown this year. They're saying. So.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah,
Apparently.
because I know they're filming it this year. So
Yeah, they're filming both, but again, you'll never mate. What information comes out and what actually happens? It's like Traitors outside.
Yeah, that's what I love about it. There's so much mystery in the show and outside the
And
show.
they're planting seeds. It made it. We won't know until it's released. Simple as that. So
And just talking of the seer as well, like I've seen a lot of comments online, people being negative. Oh, I didn't like this, I didn't like that. But you know what? It actually really made me happy to see that, because essentially what that means is this show is so brilliant that if it evokes some sort of emotional outburst from you, it's really doing its job. Because you might be complaining about it, but I bet you they're still gonna come back and watch it next year.
It stands alone.
know?
The show stands alone at the moment. There is nothing out there. We mentioned in a few of the other podcasts, you can see traitor gameplays or tactics that are in other reality shows now.
Yeah.
It's time to go. Actually, the British public like this brutalness. They like the twist. So let's see how they pan out next year. But it'd be interesting.
What was the episode where they had to take the sculptures?
The penises, they look like
Right?
and just everyone there. Everyone's carrying a knot up the hill, mate. That just must be having an absolute field day. Make it look like a cop.
Especially when there were one at the front and one at the back.
Who's got the balls? Look at that helmet. Yeah.
What made me I was pissing myself laughing because I'm watching them carry these massive penises up the hill. Then all of a sudden, Claudia said, "And Jake's got a head."
They know what they're doing.
Now we watch it.
They know
Oh my, there's
exactly what
hidden humour in there as well, isn't there? Like when Claudia, it's tradition, the first person that gets thrown out gets their picture thrown on the floor.
Yeah.
So I love that tradition. I'm all here for it. And the name spelling. This year is where it is level 10. I love it. So we've had Claudia,
This one,
Claudia.
was that Keith's one?
No, Nathan.
Nathan.
Nathan. I mean, that's the worst one.
She can tell me now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been
I
fantastic.
love how Rena actually called Alex on. I thought that was hilarious. When she called him out, she was like, "There's an H at the end of my name."
Yeah.
Well,
I'm so sorry.
I would have definitely added 2 H's and go, "Oh, sorry, there you go." Just to be a bit.
it's tradition now, so it's really good. That's the light-hearted the part of the show where you can actually have a laugh. So yeah, going on to the final, obviously when the fire pit come up and who was the first person to throw their red pouch in to get Frankie out? Was it Leanne? Yeah. So what did you feel about that? Like when you knew they were going to banish again?
I felt really bad for Frankie, to be quite honest with you. I think she really deserved her place there.
I think all of them, when you get that far, I think everyone, want everyone, there can only be like the 2 or
I just wanted the show to end at that point, and when you saw it was going to go on, and I thought, how is this going to go now? Because they're all faithful.
I know. It's that that's what I'm saying with the seer going in. I think it is a brilliant twist.
Yeah.
I think, as you called it a minute ago, it's bad enough as it is, but what it's done is just made everyone doubt in the last minute.
You would think it would give the faithfuls a little glimmer of hope, because I feel like as a traitor, if you're a good traitor, it can sort of sway towards the traitors winning. It can outnumber the faithfuls, because the faithfuls are just a huge mess of anxiety, not knowing what's going on, where the traitors naturally have that sense of confidence. I think adding that seer card into it gave it towards the faithfuls, but the faithfuls took it and started panicking.
I think,
but
Jake one really, I thought was probably the safest out of all of them because he'd got Lindo. You never know.
No.
But he was the one that was probably the most solid.
Yeah.
Faithful. I think Leanne would have probably come under question after, but Alexander, bless him, had a proper bum deal all the way through. But
I got rid of Jake a long time ago.
Yeah.
What was that
Like
then?
that night when they killed Joe, they should have killed Jake actually because, he was really
He's
coming
strong, the
like
narrative.
he was really very vocal about this is who and normally when you're in the turret. That is something that you're going to take into consideration.
Yeah.
As soon as someone is showing that they're very, very, very competent or they're going to be very vocal around that round table, you're like, nah, man, let's just fucking get rid of them.
Surprised he suspected more. I know he was kind of given that he's definitely a faithful because of what's happened. But I felt like, in my head, I would have been like, that seems too obvious. Something's not right.
When he was argumentative, I don't know if argumentative is the right word, but when he was sticking it on people, he actually did, for me, get a little bit personal. So there was time when he was speaking to Alex, and Alex was like, well, we don't have to be disrespectful about it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, well, and he got his back up.
Yeah.
And I think if you'd have got rid of, what's his name, Jack, and then kept Joe, I reckon he'd have dug his own grave because you're going to piss people off anyway because he was very argumentative.
I think that's where on a show where you have nothing to go off, people naturally go against personalities, whether they mean to or not. It's just they don't gel with that person. So in their head, naturally, that's what happens in life. And when you're playing a game like that, just because you don't necessarily like someone or you would be friends with them outside the show, doesn't mean they're a traitor.
That's definitely a game tactic.
And that sounds so obvious, but when you're in there, it doesn't feel like that because you're going on negative body language, what seems negative.
Yeah, that's the thing, it's negative to you. It's how you perceive what they're doing.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily the case. Like on our series, look at poor Brian. He had like a huge panic. But I was thinking, nah, there's no way someone's that anxious. He's playing up. But poor lad was just crumbling.
Yeah.
We're all like, he's a traitor, get him out. Stop crying.
God, when we ended the show, when he was talking about it, it was hilarious.
I'll always feel bad about that.
It was great TV to watch. Like when he goes through his decision making process of why he was like that is because he just got called a sheep, and he was like, I don't want to be a sheep. So then he tries to be outspoken, and then realised, well, that was even worse. He could have just stayed sheep.
I genuinely didn't realise how much that comment bothered him.
No.
Because if you saw a clip, there's me behind him going, you sheep. Genuinely.
We were on the same team, weren't we?
Yeah. I genuinely didn't know he was annoyed by it. What's Johnny barring at me in the background?
Sheep. What about the chess game?
Oh
yes, that was fun to watch.
We had something similar in season 1 where you had to who's the most likely.
That was the round wheel.
Yeah, and also where we done in the Jeep, driving in the Jeep, so it's really thought provoking.
That one was not as bad as this one. That chess game. And just watching the figure move around. So who?
Giving Harry Potter.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was.
Who thinks I'm was it? There was Two-Faced.
Yeah,
the most irrelevant.
That was for Frankie.
I mean, can you imagine how that would make you feel?
That's where I think Mina dropped the ball.
Yeah. I think she signed her own death warrant there. I think that was the moment. Yeah,
you can always look back. Amanda said in season 1, she looked back when she voted for Theo.
Yeah,
you might, but fucking hell, mate, you played such a flawless game. The smallest of slip ups, and that was the one where she come on Fran's radar. She was like, why would you trying to make me go for it? So that was that.
Traitor or faithful, the slightest thing you do in there that doesn't resonate with everyone else, you're a target.
Especially when the numbers get smaller.
Yeah.
As the numbers get smaller, you are literally watching everyone move. Like us now here. If we was all watching each other, there's others you're split around, your attention moving around. But when the numbers get smaller, is when you are literally hawkeyeing everyone.
Yeah, it's like my social battery drains sometimes. So we've been chatting all day, we've been doing so, and suddenly I drop, and everyone goes, "Johnny, you seem
you're a bit
different."
Quiet.
Theo in season 1.
You're not
Why
saying
are you
anything.
quiet?
Yeah, Theo was a victim of that in season 1. He'd given up that day, and that was his downfall.
Just might have had a bad night's sleep. Do you know what I mean? You never know.
Which you all did, pretty much, didn't you?
No one slept well.
I don't think I slept at all. I was like, I remember just pacing around. Like I was literally took a tennis ball.
In a surf.
In a surf. I do that anyway, but
Well, you're the one that people were complaining about. Someone's making noise.
the welfare team were
Like the hell.
the welfare team were like, Johnny, what's all that bang in your room? I was like, I brought a tennis ball in with me. I've been throwing it at the window and catching it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And there's me going, boom, boom.
Isn't that
From Graham Skate, I was like, yeah. But I've always done that. I took a sketchbook in me. I was just drawing trees out my window.
where we were staying, the lodgings, there was a seagull that would plot itself on this little wall. And mate, if I had my phone on me, it would have been the most entertaining value. He was an absolute psychopath, seagull, and
Seagulls are, they're horrible.
people coming into where the place was, it would literally attack them. So you'd see people running in through the venue, holding like coat over them, because it must have had babies or something there. So it was attacking people. And every time, oh mate, it was the best entertainment on the show. I'd sit there in the morning having a coffee and seeing who he'd attack on the way in. Everyone would run past it. Oh mate, it was one of the best moments. But yeah, I sound like a madman because I only ever saw that. Really.
No, but you are quite isolated, aren't you? And
Mate, that's all I'm to do.
I'm someone that like
That seagull's my best mate.
Yeah. Even when I'm at home and if I've been in the house too long, I'm like, I need to do something. I'm pacing around like a maniac and being
I think
trapped.
that's what I would struggle with, would be the isolation and the horrors. I struggle with that now, like just doing stand-up, because you think a lot, I spend most of my time on my own, like I crave the connection with other people. And that's something that I've had to work on a lot to make sure that I'm okay being on my own.
Mate,
Because it leads to your detriment.
When you were left alone, but that time, when I left the castle, one of my arms was really big compared to the other. My wife went, what are you doing? One arm push up?
Mine wasn't, but my soap dispenser broke halfway.
Johnny's gone through 5 soap dispensers this week. I don't know what's happening in
I'm not
there.
going to talk about the shower.
He
head,
smells
guys.
lovely. So, but
The scene goes off top. What were we here for again? Oh, we were talking about the traitors.
Does Ash keep borrowing your
It was,
silver?
it was called a power channel for a reason, baby.
she's got 5 packs of Duracell.
I wonder what was vibrating on the soap.
Yeah. So yeah, recap of it all. I think well done production, well done Claudia.
Oh,
Claudia this year. I think they might win an award this year. I think.
they're totally
hope so,
going to
yeah.
win.
They
all
deserve
the-
it.
Yeah, I'm talking about like the maybe even be up for a BAFTA this year again. I don't.
Yeah.
Ash,
They're
what
bound
was
to be.
your favourite moment?
2 favourite moments. One is Amani telling Linda and Mina in the turret to play up a bit more.
Yeah.
Advice.
And them two, like, giving them advice and them two just being so pissed. I'm like,
Oh, she dug her own throat. That one.
Mate, you know you've got somebody at work's going, well, I think you should try harder. Like instantly you're going, fuck you. I think. What, Karen?
It's that first team meeting that you don't work for. You're all in the same.
Yeah.
And I think if you guys just try harder, we'll do better.
yeah, we'll all do better.
Okay.
I'll be like, you'll get banished on the ground.
Yeah, 100%.
And then that second moment was the death match with Fozia. And when Mina and Linda revealed themselves to her. And that whole exchange between Fozia and Linda. I thought
get
it
over
was
it.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Get a good night's sleep, Linda. It's going to be your last one.
Get over it. I'm like that. That is, yeah. There's been so many iconic lines this year, and it's probably about 10 or 15, I would say.
This is why I'm sad Fozia left so early, because
She had lots of
my goodness, she would have made
She was only
brilliant
getting going. She
TV.
was only just starting.
Yeah.
My favourite moments are still right at the start when they were like traitors and
Oh,
then
yeah.
it goes,
Oh, God.
it's so obvious.
Claudia done something the other day, and she said something else as well. She said they didn't make the edit, but when Linda turned around, she said something else, and then she went to Trace. Oh, you need to listen, Trace. She was like, she nodded her head. I'm glad. Oh, it's like,
Why are you taking notes?
I'm
This is for me, not for you.
I think my favourite moment is going to be when Charlotte was revealed to be the traitor in the one-on-one meeting, and her demeanour just went super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was just like, well, you can't tell anyone. This is
Yeah.
this is just between you and us now. And she had the glass of champagne.
Yeah.
I was like, you look
She picked that up like an absolute badass, mate.
Yeah.
That moment though, you just sat there like,
So she's.
I expect her to sit round then with a cat stroking it. like in James Bond band.
yeah, the others don't know it now, but I'm coming.
Yeah, all like that. It's going, yeah.
And are you going to try and throw me under the bus? She was like, I don't know. I was like, oh, you know. You know.
Yeah,
You've already planned it.
You got to give her props for that, man.
Well, mate, it's one of the, like I said, you could either curl up in a ball and just give up, but she came out. Mate, she didn't have a choice, bless
That's
her.
actually my favourite moment of all 3 series. I absolutely loved that scene.
Amazing.
So new.
Yeah.
And watching how that, because what I liked about it is I had no idea how that was going to unfold.
No.
The amount of times they did something, I thought, well, that's just going to end the game, and it didn't.
No.
I was like, I'm really.
It played
Really
lovely.
My only prediction was the Faithfuls, by a miracle, might win it, because that was in episode 10. But yeah, it's kept us kissing. I think you're having real fun with the show now.
I mean, can you imagine if Frankie had actually come out and said, "Oh no, she's a faithful." You know what I mean?
Oh,
To like take her towards the end and then be like, now.
I don't think Frankie would have been able to come out and gone.
No, definitely not.
I don't think Frankie could tell her.
Because she was also on the radar with Alexander and a couple of others a question mark. So if you've got a question mark over here, it's too much of a risky move. But
What was your favourite?
I loved it. Like literally, I've had such.
Okay, give me one.
I've had such fun this year.
Tell us, Ash. One, Kieran.
Come on.
I've had fun just watching it this year. I mean, Linda's been my favourite. I've got my favourites in that. I mean, they're all playing fantastic, but every single one of them have brought such unique to the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't really pick. It probably would have to be. Oh no, who the hell's not coming to breakfast now with Linda? That's my.
Oh, her acting.
Yeah, her acting. Who the hell's not going to come down?
It's like when she started crying, she was like, "Yeah, I used to be an actor, so I know." And everyone's like, "Why is she crying?"
But yeah, for this year, I mean, Mina's gameplay. Love the Faithfuls, but yeah, Linda has been my guilty pleasure this year. I'm not gonna lie, I've loved every minute of it. I've loved it.
Oh, God, it's such a fun series this year.
I do think we also have to give a shout out to the Traitors, because I think they proved that you don't have to be evil geniuses. You could have, like a relationship.
They played from your
And,
season. They've really moved it up a stage.
Yeah.
Mina played with class, execution, loyalty.
Yeah.
We've said it again. I still think if she would have taken Linda all the way, she never wavered once. She didn't want to turn on Charlotte. She consistently said.
She didn't want to turn on any of them.
No.
So I think, and we said on the last episode, like going in there, if you'd have just stuck together as like Phil and Louise sort of scenario, they would have literally won. She had the perfect game plan. She was loyal to the end, and I was massively.
It was purely out of fear, wasn't it? Because Charlotte came in with the attitude of, "You've been lying to me this whole time. I feel like you're going to throw me under the bus, so I'm going to throw you under the bus."
Right, though. I think that was the right.
Do you think Mina would? I think she had to.
No, I don't think Mina would have done.
No,
you got to think you're Charlotte. This person has been lying to you for weeks.
How can you trust them?
And you've just watched them vote out both other traitors.
Mm-hmm.
So there's not logically, I'm not going to trust you.
And you've seen season 1 and season 2, every single one throw them under the bus. There's no teamwork available. There's never been any teamwork.
What you didn't see was when Mina spoke to Linda and said, "Look, if it comes down to it, vote for me."
Sorry,
but Charlotte wouldn't have seen that.
No,
so
Charlotte didn't know any of this.
Yeah.
Sorry, if you're pinpointing me on my favourite moment, I've completely overlooked that moment. That moment at breakfast when Mina and Linda sat there, and Linda said, "If you have to go for me tonight, you go for me."
I love that.
That's my favourite moment. So
I love that.
I wouldn't have been as nice as Linda. I'd have gone, if it has to go tonight, if you do vote for me, I'll never forgive you. You're dead to me.
I think that's.
I will look over you whilst you're asleep.
You're such a diva.
Go for my old heart.
Mate, I just thought that was such an emotionally love, like Linda, where she's in love, stuff like that. Do you know what, darling? I've had fun. Like, crack on, all the best. That I'm going to pin down as like one of my favourites.
I do wonder what kind of impact that will have on season 4. Because if you watch every season, with our season, with you guys, season 1, they didn't have anything else to go by, so they were creating the scenarios from new.
These two, you've got
Yeah.
game plans. And,
Yeah, exactly. So like, and as you can see each season evolving, you can see that people are thinking about previous seasons. Oh, this is how people behaved. So it'll be really, really interesting
Makes
to
it
see.
a lot harder.
It
I'm
does.
annoyed.
Yeah.
What about
Yeah.
Kieran and Will?
But that's how the show evolves, though. That's how the show.
I'd be guilt tripping hard. And I'd have said to me, like, if you vote me out, it would remind me of when my dad left.
Great.
I'd be that sad.
You're horrible.
I know.
You did this to me.
Yeah.
He's the perfect traitor. Traitor within a
You're
traitor.
like, oh, I wonder we could see you on it one day.
I've said before. So the way that I would do be a traitor, that kind of stuff I do today purely because it makes me laugh.
Yeah.
I bring up weird stuff just because it would make me laugh.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to murdering people, I would go completely random. I'd flick a coin, whatever. It'd be completely random.
Go for the alphabet.
There'd be no rhyme or reason.
That's very clever.
Anyone got murdered, I would just do it completely randomly, and I think that would throw off the whole group.
Yeah.
Because no one's going to guess a gameplay if you're not doing a gameplay yourself.
Yeah, if
if
you
you're
don't-
gambling with it. Yeah,
If
I
you
like
don't,
that. Good tactic.
And I think I'd be so over
Listen
the
up,
top.
season 4,
Yeah.
okay?
Worse than Linda. I mean, like, what?
Who, me?
You know what?
Coming in sobbing. I haven't even been killed yet, man. Oh, no. I fucking sense it.
Like, so people always ask you, they say, would you go back on the Traitors? You're like, but it doesn't work like that. And then I was thinking, how cool would it be to go back on it, but like go in as a different character, shave my tash off, shave all my hair off, put some contacts in.
Scooby-Doo.
It would be fun.
That thing on next one, going in as an old man. I'm not really, so I've got to see if they're up for that next year. I'll go back in the
Most
scar.
pointless lie ever. I'll be like, yeah, I've got 2 legs.
Training yourself as like a 70-year-old, but actually he's like caningly running around the mission today. So, whip it.
Going in
And on that note,
I go back and forth with whether or not I would want to do it, because beginning season 1 I was like, I would love to do the show, and season 2 I wasn't sure. This one now, because they really stepped it up, from an emotional point of view, from a physical point of view, like even I
don't even think it's peaked yet.
No, I don't think it has.
The best is yet to come.
Yeah.
If I'm honest with you.
But as you were saying though, I think if you're naturally a bit of a silly person, you like to have a joke, like to have a laugh, and you go into that environment with that mindset, it soon, like, for myself, I was like, straight. I was like, oh my god, I can't, like, this is serious. Like, I was looking at the missions after me as well. Like when they had the funeral scene, I was like, there's no way I could still be in there. I'll be like, what is this? I'll take away the whole dramatization.
It's so it's like it's not even a comedian in me. It's just how I am. Serious situations, I'm like you. I'm like, let's break this with some comedy.
Just want to have a laugh. Yeah.
When you think around that round table, when Claudia goes, the floor's yours, I wouldn't be able to help myself. But guys, I'd like to start.
Good evening, everyone. How you doing?
I wouldn't do that. You're going, I spy with my little eye something beginning with
T.
C.
Trace.
C.
Yeah.
Just keep doing
Do you
it.
know what annoyed me? I actually took a prop in there purely to wind everyone up. Do you remember? What was my prop?
No, you have to remind me.
So you
My
lick.
moustache comb.
Oh!
I just took a little tiny. So I'll sit around the round table and I'd just every now and again go. and look at everyone. I was gutted they took.
Oh no!
Because when
I
I
got
got
brought it today.
when I got banished out, they found it in the bathroom before I left it there on purpose. They were like, "This is all we have of Johnny." Like this stupid
One
moustache
cube in it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just sit there like.
And loads of empty shower dispensers.
You forgot about that.
I did totally forget about that.
In a
actually.
different shower heads. I've got 5 different adapters there, Ash.
Why do you think I'm black? What?
Right, on that note,
Yeah. Let's go.
Check, please.
How do you feel now? It's over. There's sadness now. It's over. I've got nothing to.
There's a lot of sadness, actually. Yeah. Well, no, actually, there's the US. There's the US Traitors.
Fucking killed the moment.
I've not watched any other Traitors apart from the UK ones.
Really?
You know, everyone always says.
I think I might though. I think I might.
Might give it a go. Yeah.
Mate, honestly, the Australian one is brilliant.
Actually, sorry, I watched the Australian one. They had the
First one.
tracksuits.
Yeah, first.
Yeah, that was the first
I
one.
watched
You
that.
can't watch the
They
second.
stop the Australian one. I think it's fucking one.
Yeah, I know.
Ever, mate.
But you know what? They
Have you
didn't
watched
market
the
it
OG
properly.
ones where it came from a Danish?
Yeah.
I've never seen
That'd be
the British
interesting
one.
to watch.
I watched it, yeah, but it's good. It's
Subtitles,
foundation,
obviously, but
then we've moved it up.
This podcast isn't going to stop. Yeah, we've got a load of more planned episodes coming. So we're going to really dive into more secrets, more sabotage.
Oh, I love this.
Keep going all the way up to
Move away from
and
like
through it.
you mean like real life secrets.
It's an exclusive, so we're going to do it now. Yeah, as Manuel Crockwright said. So obviously we've used Traitors. It's been great. It's a nice spin-off. But yeah, we're going to tell us your biggest secrets. Tell us, have you something you've never told anyone before?
I suddenly feel really nervous.
Yeah.
Mate, we are opening up not the
What
can
do
of
you
beans,
know?
the whole pot. Yeah, and let's see. So we're going to have lots of interaction with viewers, etc.
I just really needed someone to tell my secrets. I've been holding them in for far
I already know yours now. You're a strong Italian man.
half Greek.
Yeah, half great. I never would have guessed it.
Yeah, that's the plan going forward. So lots coming up. 2025 for us.
But it's been so good to have you guys back on here. Really, thank you for coming up.
Thank
We
you
need
for having us.
to think of our secrets and maybe come back with
Yeah, we want level 10 secrets. We want some disgusting stuff. And as you started on the shower stuff, actually, we're going to circle back to that.
It's a shame I've got a brain injury. Shame I've got a brain injury and forgotten all of mine.
I want war crimes, man.
Like, Johnny, Traitors cancelled immediately.
How'd you really do you?
Diabetes.
Yeah, I want to know. I do want to know military secrets, man.
You want to know some military secrets?
Yeah.
I've got.
Well, not now.
Not now. Not now.
Ooh,
Save it.
it's coming back to me already.